So in front of me I have 3 different types of umeshu that have been imported to Norway. So the first one is this one. This is the Dewatsuru Umegokochi. The next one is this one. This is the Heiwa Shuzō Suppai Umeshu. And the last one is this one. This is the Sawanotsuru Koshujikomi Umeshu. So now I have 3 glasses with ice in them, and in this one I'm going to pour the umeshu with aged sake. And then in the middle one, I'm gonna have this one, the Umegokochi. And lastly, on my left, I'll put the Suppai Umeshu. So I can tell that the aged umeshu is darker and also a little bit thicker, while the Umegokochi is a little bit clearer in color, while the Suppai is a little bit murky. Okay. I'm just smelling the coffee to kind of reset my smell for the smelling first. So this is the Umegokochi. So it smells really fresh, and it reminds me of the umeshu that I have been drinking in Japan. Because umeshu is actually my favorite type of alcohol. I drank it a lot when I lived in Japan in 2015, and I have also been drinking it the other times that I have been visiting. So this smell is really nostalgic for me. I really like it. Yeah, it's very light and of course sweet. Got a good punch of the plum taste. Umeshu just makes me so happy. So it tastes like a regular umeshu. It's bright, it's light, it's sweet and tart, a little bit sour. It's very easy to drink. As I said, I love drinking with an ice cube, just on the rocks. Yeah, it's a good one. I really like it. Like I've never like done any like reviews of alcoholic drinks before, so of course I'm not very good at it. This is just my personal opinion because I love umeshu and I've been drinking quite a lot of different umeshus in Japan, so that's why I wanted to have this little review and see how the imported umeshus to Norway are. Of course there are more types than these 3, but those are only available in Oslo, and I'm not gonna go all the way in there just to buy them, and they're quite expensive too. Like these ones are expensive enough. Umegokochi is a solid winner in my taste. It's from Akita, Japan, and the alcohol content is 12%. And it's made in 2020. Yeah, this one, highly recommend. It's a good overall umeshu. I think this is the video that I've been looking forward to the most because I love umeshu. Okay, next one. Do the Suppai Umeshu, and Suppai is Japanese for sour. So on this one, it has English on the back. It says Suppai, parentheses sour. It's a new plum sake from Wakayama, the plum heartland of Japan. The brewery has its own orchids and sticks to the principles of slow brew. Suppai is an exquisite, full, pure and sour umeshu for which an extra quantity of special nanko plums and a longer maturation have been used. drink very cold, either straight or on the rocks. So I have it on the rocks, and it's made in Wakayama Prefecture in Japan, and they apparently use nanko plums, which is a special type of plums. It says so on the back side in English. And this one is a little bit murky, so as you can see in the bottom, I don't know if you can tell, you have to like shake it quite good to mix everything. Okay, so just a little sniff on the coffee. Yeah, this one smells more sour. But it doesn't smell that much different than the Umegokochi one. Okay, let's test it. Oh yeah, that's more sour, yeah. But it's very good, it's very fresh. Of course, because it's sour, it's fresher than the other one. Like, I typically like my umeshu on the sweeter side, almost the sweeter the better. But this one is quite like more refreshing in that sense that it's more sour. Also very easy to drink, and it's not super sour, it's very sweet, of course, because it's an umeshu. But yeah, more on the sour, like lemony feeling to it. Yeah, so it's less sweet and of course more sour than the Umegokochi, but still very good. So if you're not too fan of overly sweet drinks, then maybe the Suppai Umeshu would be a better match for you. But I like them both. Like, I'm never gonna have an umeshu and say that I don't like it. This one has more of a punch when it comes to taste than the Umegokochi. The Umegokochi is more like little subtle, you know, more plain umeshu. Still very good, but this one has a little bit more punch to it, which I really like. So let's go to the next one. Let's sniff some coffee. One of the umeshus that I like the most is one of the cheapest one, is from 7-Eleven. And the reason why I like it is because I drank it a lot when I lived there 6 years ago. So it's at this point it's more like a nostalgia thing rather than taste, but it's still good. But I remember we would always like go out drinking, and then we were returning to our shared house. I would go to the 7-Eleven and buy that umeshu. So whenever I was in Japan and I wanted to drink something, especially at like an izakaya or something, I would either go for umeshu or I would go for koda haiboru. So those two are my favorite. Okay, on to the last one. This is the Sawanotsuru Umeshu with aged sake. So this one is on a black bottle. I don't know if you can tell that I've already poured some of it, but it looks quite exquisite, so I'm looking forward to that one. And it says that Sawanotsuru Koshujikomi Umeshu, unprecedented, mellow and rich, flavorful plum liquor, Japanese plum wine, 100% nanko. Oh, so it's the same. They use the same plums as the Suppai one, the nanko ume from Wakayama Prefecture. So that's cool. So this one, I can tell, is quite thicker than the other two and deeper in color. So by the looks of it, oh wow, yeah, that got a more powerful smell. Yeah, I like that one. That one is so good. I think I'm gonna like this one the most. I haven't had umeshu with based upon aged sake before, but by the smell of it, I think I'm gonna like this one a lot. It smells, of course, of umeshu, but it's quite powerful, quite strong. No wonder it's because it's based upon aged sake. And the other thing is, when I lived in Japan, like the umeshu that I would drink there would be based on shochu, which is distilled Japanese liquor, but these three are based upon sake. So it gives a little bit of a different taste, and if I'm not wrong, I think that umeshu made on distilled liquor is more common than on sake, even though there are both of them. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that the ones that we have imported to Norway are based on sake and not on shochu, but that's just my thought. Okay, let's have a taste. Wow. Oh, that is flavorful. Oh my god, super rich in the plum flavor. Much more than the Umegokochi and the Suppai one. Oh, I like that one the most. So if you want to try any of the umeshu that we have in Norway, at least of these three, I haven't tasted all of them, then this one is by far the best one. Super strong, but not overpowering at all. You can really taste the ume, which is the most important part, but it's so rich, and the sweetness is perfect. It's not overly sweet in the sense of like, and as I said, like you can tell that this one is a little bit thicker than the other two because it's aged sake, and it kind of tastes, it kind of changed how you experience it when you drink it. So I really like this one, that it's a little bit thicker, and even the flavor, it's very appetizing. It looks very beautiful. And it got a really rich aftertaste. But not, as I said, like not overpowering at all. It's really, really tasty. And it's difficult because if you haven't tasted umeshu before, it's very difficult to describe how it tastes. So even though umeshu is being translated to English as plum wine, it's not wine at all. It's actually a liquor. And it's quite difficult to compare it to other types of alcohol that we have here, because umeshu is such a unique drink in itself. So, but if I had to describe it, I would say, think like a sweet liqueur that is not too strong, but it's very sweet and full of plum flavor. That's as good as I can describe it. So umeshu can be made with different types of liquor, and it can be aged or not aged. It can be sour, more on the sour side, like the Suppai one, or on the sweeter side, and other things can be added to it to change the flavor and the consistency and the color and the smell. So there's a lot of different ones, but I would say from these three that the Umegokochi is like the closest to like the general feeling of umeshu, this one. And of course the Suppai is more of a sour umeshu, and the aged sake umeshu is just more powerful in the flavor. So what do you think about umeshu? Have you tried it? Did you like it? What is your favorite brand of umeshu? And please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!